Listen, like, oh my goodness, here we go, the age gap. Like, this is just so annoying. For the dawn of time, like men have always been with younger girls. Like, I mean, now let's make something clear. Obviously, like we gonna preach, legal. Obviously, guys, be legal. Don't be dabbling with, nothing underage. Like, leave that alone, obviously. But if you're 40 and you're with a 30-year-old, like, that's not an issue. You're 30, you're with a 21-year-old, like, that's no problem. If she makes you happy, she's a solid person to be around, she respects you. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And heck, like, it's so crazy how everybody bats an eye when a man dates younger, but whenever a woman go dates a younger man, it's like it ain't no issue. Like, how did I know this? Because I dated plenty of older women. And the last girl, yeah, the one that looked like a Mexican Scarlett Johansson that I had over here, hey, ain't nobody bat an eye. And I tell you, man, hey, I love my older women as well, so us man, like we really do care about, hey, if a woman look decent, she take care of herself, she cooks for us, she cares about us, in our lives for the best interest, doesn't raise hell all day every day. That's what we want. We want positive energy around. We don't want this negative tomfoolery around. And I don't get the big issue of a woman, getting upset for a man wanting to date a younger woman. And when you think about it, biology, like when it comes down to a biology, statement, a woman, she only has a certain time period, before it becomes very difficult for her to have children. So when a woman's past her prime, it becomes very difficult for her to have children, or it becomes very, very high risk, or she can't have children at all. So, that's a big reason why men usually date, younger at a certain time period. A lot of these dudes don't have kids at a certain age. So, men spend their entire lives building themselves up to become great anyway, because the last thing you want to do is have a family and you're not established, like that's not good. But let's continue.
Care who the fuck you are, but if you are trying to marry someone 35 years younger than you, you are disgusting. You are a creep and you should seriously consider jail. And here's where
I mean, I date like the Mexican Scarlett Johansson. She was like 41 and I'm 24, about to be 25 next month. Ain't nobody batting an eye, heck, I got cheered on. So what's the big deal? Like, everybody's over age, everybody's adults here. What's the issue? But let's continue.
not to look for women. There are a couple places where this approach is iffy. For instance, if you mention to any taxi driver in any city in the world that you are looking for a woman to show you around, he is probably going to set you up with women who will show you around in the biblical sense. You're an old man in the Philippines looking for hot young women. What the fuck? Be real, that's what you're there for, dumbass. Gyms are another gray area because many of the male trainers work as bouncers in the bars and usually know all of the professional daters in the area. Motherfucker, if you are a part of a Reddit thread that's just about going overseas to take advantage of young women, then you are a professional dater too, because you have clearly invested lots of time and money into this. And if you're too broke to date women in your own fucking country, maybe if you put as much time into your real profession as you do, you might be able to date women in your own country. You might be able to afford to take a woman to Applebee's in the United States. Also,
how many women want to go to Applebee's for a first date? I'm just saying, like, and heck, like with me dating in America, first of all, I don't even take a woman in general at all. I don't care where I'm at. I'm not taking no woman to a restaurant on a first date. We're going to do something fun that I like, whether it be working out at the park, you know, simple shit. Like, that's what I do on the first date. That's just me. And the reason for that, because, hey, if a woman is proud to be a part of my life and she sees the simplicity of my life and what I like to do, and she seems like a solid individual to have around, because most women, they're not going to be cool as hell with just going to a park doing simple shit on the first date. And what's crazy, I'ma still be that type of way even if I got money. Like, if I got a bunch of money, we still going to the park. Like, I ain't blowing a bunch of money on you first date. Like, I don't even know you. Like, make that make sense.
Many of the professional daters hit the gym every day about noon to work off the previous night's champagne and lobster. It's just tricky. Like, how gross to have so many ideas on what a perfect woman is when guaranteed you're a crusty old white dude. The entitlement of these people is ridiculous. Check out this one. Passport Bros is men's answer to Tinder. Tinder has reshaped the dating market in that it gave all the power to women to choose the men they want, which is exclusively the top 10% most attractive men in any given population. This pushes 90% of men out of the dating market, while 90% of women are allowed to be active. Kind of like free entry for ladies at a club, where the ladies are also the bouncers. You feel personally attacked by the app Tinder. I'm going to be honest. It is like a fair market. Like, how are you gonna be pressed that Tinder exists? How are you gonna be pressed that you're not getting game? There are so many options here.
First of all, Tinder and dating apps, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like I said earlier, they don't matter. Like, why are y'all stressing so hard about dating apps? Like, listen, I tried them. I'll get a little bit of success, but I still think you meet the best woman just going outside. The types of women I'm looking for can't be found on a dating app. My opinion. Like dating apps, every now and then you can find a little something, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to base my whole life around a dating app. Like, no, let me go put myself out there. Let me get into the best shape I can. Let me try my best to be the best dude I can, working on all these other aspects. And then when you think about it too, with dating apps, it's really messing up your social skills as well, because you're not getting out of that fear. Because I know a lot of dudes have fear to go ahead and approach a girl. That's much better to go ahead and just go out and start cold approaching and learn, just how to talk to women. And I'm gonna give y'all a bonus thing too, to really help you guys out. When it comes down to talking to women, this is what I like to do. I actually practice it a lot. I do this shit at the workplace all the time. I be pulling heavy at the workplace. But in fact, I got it right here. Oh, nah, damn, I ain't got it on me. But I always write down my name and I write down my number. I had that shit on me all times. And whenever I come across a girl, I'll talk to her real quick. I'll talk to a lot of older women. Older women love it when I do this, but I just have my number written down and I'll talk to her, real nicely. And I keep it short and sweet to the point. I give her my number and I be on about my business. Like that way I'm getting women, who come back to me. And so that way, because it's a lot of women that just waste a man's time too much. I don't have time to waste. I'm trying to progress in life. So here's my number. I get that shit out like a business card. Get back to me and we'll go on from there. If this is something legit, cool. But I have nothing but success whenever I just give out my number. Stop asking for woman numbers, especially in 2024. Like, don't do it. But that's where I stand. Let's continue.
Here. The next blaring issue I take with Passport Bros is that they take advantage of these women, often in bad situations with their family, bad situations with their finances, or just women who want to escape their current reality. All the while selling this dream of the United States being paved with gold, about them having amazing, stable jobs where they can get them anything they want. Another great example of this is Jasmine and Gino from 90 Day Fiancé. When Jasmine and Gino
I don't care if I was rich. I'm not giving a girl everything she wants. No, she has to earn it. Like, she has to earn my respect. She has to earn my love. She has to earn certain things in life. She has to understand that the world isn't just given to you, And then when you do give a woman everything, she's not going to respect you. She's just going to want more. And that's one of the reasons we got a lot of simps out here giving women the worlds. And guess what? It's been screwing us over for a long time. And you can blame a lot of people, a lot of factors for this. Also the fathers saying, oh, if a man can't buy you this, he can't do that, he ain't worth shit. Them some sorry motherfuckers. I can't stand them type of men. But yeah, do not just be spoiling a woman like that for no reason. A woman has to earn it. You want to have that respect level at all times. But let's continue. In fact, let me skip forward a little bit too. There's this one part I do want to get over. Let me see. I think it's coming out. Let me see. I think this might be it.
It was so grandiose and amazing, and realizing that this guy is broke and disgusting. She starts going through the house and finding 10-year-old pillowcases that are giving her hives. The toilet is like absolutely blacked out, disgusting. Another great example of this is Anfisa and George. Anfisa is this beautiful, young Russian woman who is engaged to Colt, who's kind of just an average American guy. He brings her over to the United States with the biggest promise. He promises her the world. He tells her that she will be able to have anything she wants if she sacrifices everything to move to the United States States as like a 21, 22-year-old woman. She does all this for him, moves to the United States, and realizes that Colt still lives with his mom. And she has the expectation that he had set fairly that she could do anything she wants.
Okay, yeah, obviously don't be like this guy. But again, ladies, stop basing your realities around what you see on TV. YouTube is a much better place to dissect, all this stuff. Listen, we got some people out there who shouldn't even be worried about women. They need to get themselves established, at least get out their parents' house, or go get yourself a sugar mama, one of the two, and, fix something, And then this dude is out of shape, If you're going overseas, you want to have the best possible chances possible. So get yourself in shape. Go out there, talk to women, work on your social skills, money. There's a lot of things you got to do. But yeah, don't be like that guy and bringing a woman back that lives with his mom. But let me continue, see what else you guys say. There's a few other parts I want to talk about.
Creepiest way possible. Passport bros often talk about what attracts them to a woman. Guys like sweet girls, sexy girls, kind girls, fit girls, and so on. But I believe they miss one key attribute that a woman needs to build a successful relationship with a foreigner: bravery. Guys talk a lot about what they look for in a woman. Many guys head overseas talking about wanting a traditional woman, but they don't always define traditional very well. Most guys mention terms like sweet, kind, compassionate, and that makes a lot of sense. Of course, most men mention beauty, but men are such fools for beauty. And I am not leaving myself out of that sad equation. It's just a major hassle. Bro, my broke ass had to pay for my girl to get a $50 haircut the other day. Women, right? They're mad at women for being beautiful. They're mad at women for costing money. But then they also want women to be beautiful. But then they also want women to not work and stay at home and cook and clean for them. What do you want? The importance of bravery. Most guys.
Oh my goodness, dude. Come on, listen. Let me break this down real quick. Look, yeah, a man is very, very simple. Respect him, keep yourself in shape, and that's really all you have to do, like, as a woman, but at the same time, us men, we have to do a lot more. We work a lot more. We do way more. Not saying women don't work hard and do a lot of stuff, because they do as well, but in general, us men have to go through way more things and hardships in life. When we get back home, we want that sense of peace, and yeah, we want a woman that, can throw down in the kitchen. Now, I'm not worried about if a woman can cook. I got me an older woman for that. But and also on top of that, I know how to cook myself. So I got the skills anyway. But, to cook for myself if needed. But at the same time, having a woman that already has those skills goes such a long way. Because in my generation, I don't see that very often. There's like these type of things I just don't see. It's a lot of money hungry women out here, unfortunately. Not all of them. I have met some solid women. In fact, I know some right now that are pretty solid that I'm actually considering. But I wouldn't know that until I just start chatting with them. I realized, once you start chatting and just having more conversation with people, you meet a lot of solid people out here. But in America, it's just a problem. America is so antisocial, and there's not a lot of social congregations for just a lot of people no more, and it's so much toxicity that just been spreaded everywhere now, So it makes sense why I do want to get out of this hellhole of a environment. Let's continue.
Guys never stop and consider how much guts it takes to decide that they are going to date a foreign man. It is not an easy choice. Women often get a lot of pushback from friends and family. They have to have an adventurous spirit because they are being asked to give up their friends, family, and where they have lived their entire life and put their complete faith in some guy who usually speaks a language they barely understand. This takes guts and deserves big respect. So you realize you're asking women to put themselves into one of the most vulnerable positions imaginable in a country where they hardly speak the language, where they don't have money, where they are completely dependent and reliable on a man. Okay, so you're admitting that it takes a brave.
First of all, a lot of men want to get up out of here. We ain't trying to stay here. You got that all fucked up. But let me move on to, I'm gonna skip a part, a little bit. Let me see. This is one area I want to go over. I forget what you said, but let me see.
Warning for the young passport bros. Everyone keeps saying how wonderful the Philippines is, but they don't mention how the women are. They'll go with any man for money. Doesn't matter the age or looks.
I'm gonna move forward with this part.
That is such a sick and disgusting stereotype that these shitty passport bros are trying to pass on. It's terrible. Also, make sure if you hook up, you get her passed. Keep safe. HIV is spreading across the Philippines too. And number 4, reinforcing traditional gender roles, because at the end of the day, we know this
we
is
go.
all about finding that submissive trad wife that American women can just not pull through with. Most of the people here call themselves old-fashioned because that's a nice way of saying violently misogynist. Best decision I ever made was marrying a woman from another country. I lived with an American girl for almost 10 years, but I just couldn't marry her. Girls, this is a lesson. If you feel that you have been dating your man for a long enough time and he is not making the moves, it's time for you to leave. She didn't do anything but complain and find shit to be unhappy about. I finally edited it and moved to another city for a fresh start. By chance, I met my wife who had just moved to the US about 5 years earlier. She had a completely different view on relationship rules. She wants to take care of me in the house. She wants to cook dinner for her family. It brings her pride to know that she's the backbone of her household. I tried to leave the house one day in a wrinkled shirt and she was worried that people would think I have a bad wife that don't love me. She reminds me of the way my mother took care of my daddy in the house when I was little. Ew. You want a hospice, mommy? Okay. Call it old fashions or whatever. She takes care of me and I take care of her. I pay all the bills, I provide a home and a car for her, and she's extremely thankful. Women in the US feel entitled and expect to get everything and do nothing in return. What was your fiance bitching about? Like, seriously. Like, I would love to know her side of this. I would do anything to know your girlfriend's side of this story. My wife is from Colombia, but I met her in France.
Y'all just heard that. Oh my goodness, she is so petty for that. Like, dude, like the man is happy. Ain't no dude wants to hear this all day 24/7. Like, now I will say the down part with his self, he stayed in that shit for so long and he's not even married. Why the hell would you stay in that shit? Like, couldn't be me. Once you start doing this for no reason and I talked to you about it, I got a few deal breakers. I get it, we gonna argue, but when this is just constant, I'm pulling out of that shit. You ain't about to keep on disrespecting me. Hell no. And he came across a woman that actually respect them and love them. And because us men, like, we know what our moms, do. And we've seen what a good, powerful relationship look like. That's how my parents had it before, it went downhill, parents divorced and everything. It went downhill. But, seeing that strong family bond when you're young, that means a lot to a young dude, like, coming out here now, because we expect that, And when we seeing this nonsense out here, like, that shit ain't normal. You're not supposed to be disrespecting a man, doing all this all the time. Now, I will say not a lot of men have purpose and don't even know what they want to do with their lives. So I understand why a lot of women get upset with them. But at the same time, it's some solid dudes out here too. And they catching hell out here too. They doing everything right. And it still ain't enough. But let me skip forward before I wrap this shit on up. Let's see.
And I have an MS and soon PhD and work in a technical field. I always wanted a blonde or light-haired girl, but I liked her olive look and lush dark hair and slim, lean, hourglass body. She initially thought I was 30. Oh, what a flex, brother. But when I told her the truth, she didn't care and liked my sense of humor and previous work travels. I find it hard to believe that any guy on r/passport bros has a good sense of humor because the funny guys are tall men. Bro, okay, first off, the feministic. Is that even a word? Since white women feminism encourage women to go for tall men. Okay, first off, the patriarchy is what encourages women to go for tall men because women need to be small little tiny creatures at all costs. You know why? Because shrinking yourself is valued as a positive thing for a woman to be. We're always asked to lower our voices, to be more delicate, to be smaller so that we can take up less space, get less of a voice. That's what it's all about, control. So for you to say that it's anything other than the patriarchy is ludicrous. I am 5'6", so
look, in terms of the whole height thing, like, don't let women confuse you on that. You can be like, I've seen dudes 5'6", 5'7", they be pulling women. A lot of dudes don't even put themselves out there. Guys, the competition's actually better nowadays because, it's so antisocial. Like, honestly, surprised a lot of women just from talking to them. They'd be like, oh, snap, whoa. Yeah, like, you just make them light up. I'll never forget, I think I was in a Dollar General or something like that, Dollar Tree somewhere, and I pulled up to this one MILF, and I was chatting with her. She dropped all the shit too. I was flirting with her. I about to ask, for a number back when I ain't know no better. Now I give out my number, but I about to ask for a number. But then I saw a kid came around. I was like, nah, not in front of kid. I ain't about to spit too hard in front of kid. But like, don't be stressing about height and all that, guys. I'm 5'10", 5'11". Like, women say, oh, you short, like. I'm pretty decent size, like 6 foot. Like, dude, I know dudes who are 6 foot and I pull way more women than them. So no, get out of here with that.
They rejected me. I had already given up on women and thought I would die alone until I met her. I had 3 choices in America, which are get height surgery, which is dangerous and experimental, go for fat women, or go for women that are my age, but mostly all are already single moms. You're gross. So, if you know a passport bro, be sure to give him a swift kick in the ball sack.
You forgot one option. Go for older women. Older women is honestly a solid option. I'll be real with you here in America. If you just want to have fun and just like a peace of mind. And also older women, like, man, they be hitting that gym too. They be working out. They throw down in the kitchen. Like, yeah, some of them do got kids and stuff, but at the end of the day, they grown. So you just fit right into the family. But, you know, that's how I be moving in America. But I ain't gonna lie, I still do mess with women my own age. But what you get with an older woman, you get so much more. Like, can't even be bought. I mean, you just get spoiled. I love a woman that spoil me. Man, like it do feel good too. But let me continue. Let me see. What's this slick shit she had to say?
If you know a passport bro, be sure to give him a swift kick in the ball sack on my behalf today.
I wish a nigga would.
And if you like this video, please subscribe. And if you really want to see this channel thrive, consider joining members only or purchasing some of the merch on onabender.com. Thanks guys, bye!
Alright guys, so that was Tyler Bender with that bullshit. But let me know what you guys think of this shit. I think it was a bunch of bullshit altogether. You know, like, this is a woman that clearly she'll see something that's on 90 Day Fiance. This woman gotta really dissect this community. I get it, we got a lot of dudes that don't get women out there, and it does take time for a man to build his confidence. And especially the more antisocial as society is becoming here in America, like, we are seeing men becoming stranger and stranger, you know, over the years. But, you know, you got to understand, like, it takes a lot more for a man to get himself attractive. You know, a lot of people in general, they're not pushed to work out. They're not teached to how to handle hardship. They're not teached to be disciplined. That's the biggest downfall of a lot of men. Waste so much time doing a bunch of bullshit, playing video games and shit. But that's really all I gotta say, guys. It's your boy Black Ronin. Like and subscribe, share. Black Widow says bye. We'll be catching y'all in the next video. Let me know what you guys think of this.